hopefully they save some energy.
How are you, Mike?
I'm well, thank you.
Good to hear. Because you're playing in Montreal, your guys are saying they've been kind of forced to watch some Grey Cup film this week in preparation. How do you what's that experience like for the guys who played, do you think? Like, how do you see that play out? Do you hear the odd curse word in the play?
Yeah, I'm sure they've imagined it all, rolled it through their head a number of times, but it's the nature of the beast. That's the film we got to use, right? 2 preseason games, and that's our last one against them.
Right.
So be it.
Yeah. For you? What's it like for you to go through it again?
Yeah, it's so many times now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All winter?
Yeah, probably.
Grey Cup rematch, good thing for the league, a good habit for the league?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. That's the way it'd be positioned, but I don't think that's it for us. It's, we got some guys that have no clue what happened last year.
Yeah. Those who do have a clue saying, that Patty's saying some guys will enter the game with a chip on their shoulder. Kenny Lawler readily admitted he's one of them. That'll get him fired up again. I guess he'll take that. Whatever it takes.
However they need to get prepared, I'm good with. I think at some point you got to stop living in the past.
Sure.
But we'll see with this one.
Yeah. And how important is just getting the season off on the right foot? How big a deal is that?
Yeah, they all count.
Sure.
I've never been one to say that certain portions of the schedule are more important than others. Obviously, at the very, very end, those games are the most important when it's lose and go home. But that's it. Always in front of our crowd. You want to, play to the level that the fans expect and that they can be proud of.
Yeah. You willing to say who will do your punt returning yet?
No.
Okay. That's it for me.
Speaking of that, just what are your thoughts on your special teams unit heading into this year? New coach, obviously, new returner, whoever that may be, veteran or two gone as well from that unit. So just what are your thoughts on that unit going in?
Yeah, I think they'll be fun to watch. I think they'll be tough to play against, and they'll be well coached, and they'll be willing to get into the fray.
Your defensive line, obviously, this year is looking a little different than it has past couple of years as well. Miles Fox, potentially a guy who will be playing defensive tackle, and Haba might be starting now on the defensive end. Just what are your thoughts on the D-line and how maybe some of these newer faces might shake out for you guys?
Yeah, same. They're, I think we've had, as we've talked about, we've had some transition at the D-tackle spot, for a bunch of years in a row. So this is another one of those years. Haba stepping at the end. He did well when he got in for us last year. So it's not like he's brand new to us, right? He's been with us for an entire year, basically. So Willie's Willie and Jake's Jake, right? So I think they're going to be good again. I think they'll be smart. They'll get after it. And they'll be smart enough to play whatever teams throw at us.
Secondary, same thing, some new faces there, but I take it that these past couple of years, it kind of feels like even midway through the year, you guys would pick some guys up and they would figure it out. So
The overarching answer is we've got a great core of leaders there that gets everybody tuned up. The coaching staff is fantastic. They get everybody tuned up into what they need to do. So they're always well prepared. They'll always play hard, and they're always a good group. So they play well together. So I think you say every group, you're going to get the same answer. We have a bunch of leaders sitting in that room and a bunch of very good coaches that, and they seem to do it well together, all of them.
Before last year, other teams knew Brady Oliveira was a good player. But I would say probably if you surveyed all of them at the beginning of the year, they probably didn't think that he was going to be an MOP type of player, but he ended up being one, obviously. This year, the cat is obviously out of the bag as to who exactly Brady is. What could that mean for him this year? Now that it's very obvious what the kind of player he is and everything.
Yeah, I think once we were 3 games in, every team would know who he was and what was going on, because you're watching 3 or 4 games in prep, so you see what he is. I don't think anybody would have taken him lightly. Maybe game 1 or 2 possibly when they didn't know, but after you pass those games, you know who he is and what he can do. You better buckle it up when you're going to face him.
How hard will it be for him to have a similar year as he did last year?
Yeah,
That was pretty special.
we don't need him to have the same year. He's going to be better, right? And we're going to be a better team, and whatever that takes, whatever it looks like. I think some people get fixated on the numbers, and we don't give a shit about the numbers, right? We just want wins, right?
Mike, how are you doing, by the way?
Good.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Good. We are asking you about the Grey Cup rematch, but some of the players in there have talked about how they're getting energized by the new guys. Do you see that too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always interesting when there's fresh blood and a new perspective. I think it's nice when an older vet gets to listen to how a young guy sees it and gets to stand back and watch as they go through things for the first time. I think that's certainly can get the juices flowing for sure.
Can that be healthy too, in that you kind of maybe reinvigorates an older
there's
guy?
always
Stale.
a new energy, when you get new guys in the building and young guys are getting their opportunities. I think it does really energize the rest of the team.
Just a general question now that the team's sort of been put together. What do you think you have? What's the squad look like to you?
I think we're going to be good. You could have asked me that 6 months ago. I would have said we're going to be good.
Now you just have more evidence, Ian?
Well, when you fill in those pieces that you're looking for, and they were good pieces when they came in. I mean, it's nice to see how they fit. But the core group has remained the same, and they're all very talented, all in, very committed guys. So, I think that was an easy answer 6 months ago, and it's easier now.
You actually said you're going to be better.
Yeah, sure.
Better than 4,
Every-
15 and 3.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
What a statement.
Well, I don't know what the record's going to look like, but the team will be very, very good. And everybody was on the team before is committed when they go away, like every professional athlete does, like every Olympian, like every guy who's playing a high-level sport. They commit in the offseason to be better than they were. So, and I understand their commitment level is high. Like these guys are, high character, extremely committed individuals. So they took the offseason and they committed to be better. So if you understand that, I believe we're going to be better. What the record looks like, who cares? It's not, but we're going to be
A
good.
little bit. I want to get to play.
We've done it different ways. We've done it different ways with different records. So what's it matter?
Teams that have been in 4 straight championship games, history tells us there's eventually a drop. I didn't know that.
I haven't read that book. Yeah.
Put it this way, I don't know how many teams win the 5 hours.
There's been some others. There you go.